Hey, legends. Frazer Brookes here, back with another episode. And in the hot seat today, we have an incredible leader and a legend, and my friend, Coach Pepi. How you doing?
I'm very good. Nice to be here. Thank you very much for the invitation.
It's good, right?
It's amazing.
And everyone can see my British legs here, and then my Dubai outfits. There's definitely no suits involved here. So, mate, I'm so grateful for you and your time. I know you have a 7-week-old baby.
Yes.
Is it a boy or a girl?
A girl.
Nice.
Milea, her name.
Oh wow, that's so cool, man. So
a lot of things changed the last 7 weeks. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, last time we saw was on the beach.
Yes.
I was we went to one of the beaches, Kite Beach.
Yes.
What beach is it called?
Kite Beach.
Yeah, Kite Beach.
But without babies.
Yeah, there's no babies. Like me, Svetlana, and Svetlana's mom take the dog there, and we're just chilling, and you come by. And
Exactly.
Like, hey, how you doing?
I saw you the first time, and I just like, oh, that's Frazer. That's this one guy, and I just come directly to you.
Yeah, but that was a good day as well. And since then, you got a kid, I got a kid.
Exactly.
Life is a little bit different. So, mate, let's and again, first and foremost, I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Having a 7-week. If I go back like 3 months, I'm thinking, hang on a minute, there's no way I'd be doing a podcast with me. It was 7 weeks. It was just hell. But you're getting on good, right? You're getting good?
Yes.
Amazing.
We have a luxury baby. I'm always telling to my friends, and my wife, of course, our wives are doing an amazing job as well. So that's why I'm allowed to sit here because she's taking care now. So we're doing good.
Mate, this is easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, I often say,
easy.
I'm still trying to figure out where the women get the strength from, how they're for the women who are building a business and raising a child at the same time.
Exactly.
You kind of think you know before, but you don't truly know until like you actually see it and you're like, whoa, this is nuts. But let's go back. You've obviously been involved in network marketing for a while now. Let's go back to before network marketing. What were you doing before network marketing, and how did you get involved?
Yeah, so as I said, my real name is Peter Trajkowski.
Nice.
I brand myself as Coach Pepi. There's a little story behind it. It's like my child's name, which my parents have given to me. And I always combine it with the story, which I'm telling always people. I was always the little kid with a big dream. And my first big dream was to become a professional soccer player.
Nice.
So I was born and raised up in Switzerland. And I was playing since the age of 5 years old, so as a little kid. And I had a big accident at the age of 18. So I broke my knee 4 times.
Broke your knee 4 times?
4 times. I had 4 surgeries. And of course, a lot of things changed in my life, because till this accident was like everything clear for my life. Like I will be at one day like a professional soccer player.
Have you dedicated? You were obsessed.
Exactly. I was training like 3-4 hours every day, so I was going into the right direction. And for me was, like in the early age was clear for me, like I wanted to do something in my life which I can travel a lot, doing something what I love, and of course earning good money. And to be a soccer player was like that is these 3 things, which includes
check.
being, yes, exactly. So, and after the accident, after the surgeries, of course a lot of things changed in my life. I always listened to my mom, and she always said, like, Pepi, also focusing on school and education, because if the plan being a soccer player doesn't work out, you have school, you have education. So, and then I was studying economy in Switzerland, and I was working in a quite good job in Switzerland, in Zurich.
So it's very good then.
Sorry?
So it's very good then.
Yes.
Zurich in Switzerland is automatic. Even if you work at McDonald's in Zurich in Switzerland, you're making 6 figures a year. No,
yes. So I was happy with the decisions I was making there. But, as I was studying and working every day from 9 to 5, of course, like the first day was like, wow, that's a new experience. And I had this soccer mentality. I wanted to be the best in the company. And as I understood what does it mean to be the best in a traditional company and working like 9 to 5, I knew that will be long hours. That would be long days, like to go up the ladder in the company. And yeah, that was my story before I met network marketing. So I made a decision to really change something, because I knew like working till 65 in Switzerland, very stressful. That will not be my dream life.
No. And it's right in Switzerland, in Zurich as well. You're just surrounded by like people just at a high level. I remember when I went to Zurich once, we stayed on the street where Tina Turner lived. Right, so I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Like for the 3 days we were there, woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning and literally went to a bench just to see if I would see her walking her dogs. I don't know why I thought that Tina Turner would just walking her dogs while she's singing "Simply the Best." I don't know. It's just never gonna happen.
I've never seen her too, but I know she has a house there,
she's
a villa.
There right? So and we were definitely not in a villa there. We were just in this apartment. But really, really cool place. Lots of great things to do around there as well. So did you make the decision before you joined network marketing that you wanted something else?
I made the decision. I was sitting and working in my office in Zurich, and I was always looking outside of the window, and I always saw around 2-3 p.m. in the afternoon, I was always seeing a family with 2 kids and playing around. And I always thought what are these guys doing differently than than myself? Because I'm working here. They are almost every day they were at this exact same time. And I was thinking okay, maybe they are just jobless, so they don't have a job, but they haven't looked like this, or they maybe could be entrepreneurs. And then I was simply Googling how can I earn money online? How can I be an entrepreneur? Because my family was an entrepreneur. So it was the first time I just got involved in these topics. And then I made the decision really to just simply the decision to do whatever I want, because I love freedom. I love freedom. I really love freedom. And that's what at this afternoon, I just made a decision. Then I was Googling, and then of course I came across things like home office, remote jobs, network marketing, and stuff like this.
Nice. Yes. So before we go into the network marketing point of view, what does freedom look like for you? Because I think when people say freedom, they often think, and again, this could be how you think, right? But people think time freedom, financial freedom. For me, it's feeling freedom. When I feel really good every single day, then I'm free. Because if I work 40, 50 hours, but I love my job, maybe I'm a surgeon or a doctor and I'm saving lives and I just love it, or I'm a nurse or I'm just saving lives, then you also have a sense of freedom too. But what is freedom for you and your family?
Yeah, so my number one definition of freedom is to manage and design my time, my 24 hours like I want. So, and especially now with my family, it's we got a completely new meaning and definition of our whole business, getting up when we want, or if the little boss tells us, and doing what we want, managing our time, that is for me completely freedom. And directly after that, of course, a geographically freedom, because as I said, we are world travelers. We love to travel around the world. We may become in a later stage in this podcast here about traveling and earning money online, but we love to travel. We're doing we just came back after 2.5 years world travel trip, and to be really able to work wherever I want to, that's for me is freedom. Of course, money is always important, but choosing when I want to get up and going to the beach and having that much clothes on, just be free. That's the definition.
But it also takes a certain type of person to be able to do a world travel and build a successful business at the same time.
Yes.
Because you can use it as a distraction of I'll only have this chance once. I'm going to go all in. I'm not going to do any work. And, people can often save all their lives for this trip of a lifetime where they travel to 2 countries, let alone how many countries did you travel to in the last
a lot. I have no idea.
Do you keep track of them or not?
No, not anymore. Man. Not anymore. We started in Greece. That's the only thing I remember quickly. We started in Greece. And, the beauty about our world travel trip was we did it during COVID.
Oh!
Listen, everybody, and that reminds me at my beginning of network marketing, everybody was against this idea. Yeah. Everybody was telling us, you are crazy. You can't travel during COVID. Everybody's sitting home. That's not respectful even. So what are you doing? And the thing is, we planned it before, of course, before COVID, we planned it. And then we sit back home and said, okay, should we do it? Or should we listen to other people? And I knew, after some years successful building this business, always if you don't hear the opinions, if you don't consider the opinions of others, you will be on your way. So, and we did it. And the most beautiful part about our world trip was we never ever will be flying that cheap. The flight tickets were so cheap because nobody was flying. Nobody was flying. And the Airbnb prices per week, they were 70% down. And we did, I would just tell to the people now, a heck, if maybe we have another crisis or something, just book 1 week Airbnb and then just write the host that you want to extend for another 3 weeks, and he doesn't have any customers after you if he can make a special price. So we booked it 70% less, and even then the next 3 weeks we get more discount because we knew, and he knew as well, he doesn't have another customer because we were the only one in Costa Rica, in Greece, in Mexico. We always followed we had a world map with green countries. The green meant like there's no restriction of COVID, and we just followed this path. I mean, one memory. We were at the beach in Dominican Republic. And that is, in general, a very crowded beach. One of the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen in my life. And we were just the only person. We just saw 2 waiters. Crazy. And we were like, kilometers. Like the only 2 people walking in the Dominican Republic, amazing beach. Wow. And that's something which I now, of course, a few months later, I said like, that was the best thing to listen again at our own heart and not just to listen to other opinions.
Yeah, I had a similar experience during COVID. I was in Las Vegas this is when everything got shut down. All the casinos got shut down, and Las Vegas, like the Strip. If the casinos are shut down, no one's there. There's no reason to be there. So I woke up jet lagged, and for those Europeans out there, like you kind of know that feeling when you go over to Las Vegas and you wake up at 4:00 in the morning. You're exhausted, but you're also wide awake. So I decided to go walk down the Strip because 4:00 in the morning is usually a pretty interesting time to go walk down the Strip. I wouldn't recommend it to everyone, but like it's an interesting time. You see some fun stories. So I'm walking down, and it felt like that scene. Have you ever seen the movie I Am Legend with Will Smith, like the vampire movie? If not, no worries.
I Am Legend, it was with robots? No, that was iRobot.
No, that was iRobot, right? But I Am Legend is like a vampire one, and like everything's deserted. I felt like I was in that movie. I was literally, there was no vampires, although sometimes in different times there are vampires. I'm walking down the Strip, no cars, no people. The fountains aren't going. There's no music. I can't hear any beeping horns, nothing. Crazy. And I felt that this is not right. That was a crazy experience. So one app that I use to track all the countries I go to is an app called Bean. So like I've been there, right? So what you do is just a map, and then it just tells you to select all the countries you've been to, and then it highlights.
I have to do that.
Yeah, mate. So like it's one of those things. I want to go to 100 countries, and I've done like 50 of them. So it's like it's interesting. So let's go back to the story. First and foremost, I love that because your name. If you asked me to write your name down, I would struggle. It's probably got a W and a Z and a K and a C and an I in there somewhere, right? But so if I was to say like, hey, follow me on Instagram, it's Peter
Tchaikovsky, yes.
I love it, bro, but I can't say right. I just think it was Coach Pepi. It would be a struggle. But I love that you made a decision to get all in on branding, and even now, like when it comes to like choosing names for children, I think like bearing in mind building a personal brand for them in 20 years is going to be so important. But so you were searching for different things, work from home, work remotely, travel the world and make money, network marketing. What happened after you come across network marketing? Yeah,
so I left this idea pretty quickly because I was so busy in my daily life. So when I thought like, okay, I will go and research it again in a few weeks. But then like, like the universe thing, if you put in your first action, somebody will hear it and will respond. Like I'm a big believer of the universe. So for sure. If you're asking yourself the right questions, the right answers will follow. And I'm a big believer of this concept. So just start asking you the right questions. So and exactly that happened. Just a couple of days later, an 18-year-old guy that was my ex soccer junior, because I was a soccer trainer after my own career.
Wow.
This 18-year-old little guy in Switzerland texted me like, I have different sports online home office projects you can work on. We need some people. Can you come over? We have a presentation in Zurich. So the funny story, I read this message and I answered him like, okay, but what is it all about? And what he gave me this answer, which he gave me, was a lesson for me for my whole career. He just texted me back without explaining it that much. Just like, listen, I'm as well new here. I have my coach. He will explain everything. Just come over to the presentation. So he gave me just a little information, but it was enough for me to be really curious. So what is it all about? Like, and my idea was not like, oh, I want to join it. My idea was like just to think like, what is he doing? I mean, it's sounded very interesting. So the funny story, I went to the presentation and he didn't show up.
Oh, no way.
My own upline, till today, he's my upline. He has a very good life.
What a legend.
He didn't show up. And I was there dark, 8 o'clock in the evening in Switzerland, in Zurich. It's not like Zurich. It's like 10, 15 minutes, outside. Yes, outside. And I was texting him. I said, hey, I'm here. Where are you? And he wasn't texting me back. And then I was in the car and just immediately to turn on the engine to go back home, some really crazy guy was knocking on my door. And I said, who is this guy? And he said, like, are you here for the presentation, a business presentation? I said, yes. But my guy, his name is Florian. He's not here. What is happening here? Just come follow me. And I was like, okay, I'm a guy. He's a guy. He's a little bit weaker than me, and he seems to be a little weaker. If he wants to something, do bad, I will fight. Yes, I will fight. I was having like 2-3 meters behind him.
Yeah.
And it looks also the whole building was looking very creepy. But then in the 3rd floor, he was opening the door, and I saw like 80, 100 people in suits.
Whoa.
Swiss standard,
Swiss standard.
And I said like, whoa, and young people like me, they're like 20, 21. I was by this time I was 22. And then my mentor coach till today came across and he said like, are you Pepi? I said, yes. Where is Florian? You're in the right place. Follow me. And then I went to the presentation. I said like, oh man, that's for me. That's something I have to start.
And what was it? What was the thing that made you go like, I have to do this? Was it the fact that you were looking for something? Was it the energy? Was it this the idea of making money? Like, what was it? What was that thing that got you like so fired up?
Yeah, so it's the story of my coach because as he was speaking, it was like the older version of me. He was a soccer player. I was a soccer player. So I could identify 100% with his story. And he said like he had an accident. I had an accident.
And you were like...
And I said like, whoa, I can be that person. I can have this lifestyle in just 10 years if I follow his plan because I think that works. Because I was looking around me. That was 100 people in this room. And I said like, not everybody can be so crazy, like. And then I said like, I want to give them a free trial, this business, like for 3 months period to just take a look like if this could work for me. Because what I understand pretty fast, because I was studying as well economy. I was, getting this structure thing and I knew how economy works. So, and I thought like, okay, our company is a $3 billion company founded 1978. So 100 people in this room, 170 countries, which our company is. And I said like, okay, this has to work. So the only question I have to get the answer is back while driving back home or the next couple of weeks, do I work in this structure? So I am able to get this skill set to do it quite good. That was the only question. You know what, mate? It's so funny because I think relatability is one of the biggest keys that most people forget. So you're there and you're the skeptical people could be like, somebody, Florian's told this guy that I've done this, and he's made up this story that to try and get me in, but you knew it was legit and you knew it was real. I remember being in Salt Lake City in Utah, 2009, and I'd been to hundreds of events with my mum and dad, right? I'd been to hundreds of events. I'd been since I was a kid. I was the guy who had to make notes on the speaker. Then I had to help people register in. Then when I got tall enough, I could do the flip chart or blackboards back then, chalkboards before like the flip charts. So I would have to like rub all the stuff after every speaker and all that fun stuff. When I went in 2009 to Salt Lake City, a guy walked on stage. He probably was about 28. At that time, I was 21. So I could he was in his 20s, so I could kind of relate to age, but he looked lost. Like walked on the stage, flannel typed t-shirt, like shirt on. Everyone had been walking across in their absolute best outfit with their partner. And at the time I was single with no idea or no clue how I was ever going to get the woman of my dreams, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, can't relate. This guy gets on, I'm thinking he's lost, he's maybe drunk and he's kind of like done it as a dare, whatever, like baggy shorts, like dirty shoes, just this flannel top on. He grabs the microphone and just goes, wow. There are so many people. And half the people are like laughing. The other half are like, this guy's lost. And he got a bonus check for $1 million. Amazing.
And it was that moment that I realized, hang on, if he can do it, so can I. And it was relatability. I found someone who I could relate to. I couldn't relate to my mum and dad. I couldn't relate to the people who had success. So I think it's so important for us to always remember to be relatable. So you joined. Did you join at that meeting, or did you go back to Florian and be like...
Yes, no, I directly after it.
Just straight
so
after?
So yeah, I bought a box of products and I just tested it back home. My mom said like to me like, where are you going? I said like, there's a job interview. I want to orientate. I wanted to be open-minded for new jobs. Yeah. And as I came back with the products, she said like very skeptical because she's a doctor. So she studied, like she's a well-educated person. She always said like, you have to go after education. Yeah. And as I come back with the products, and she said the first question she asked like, did you have to pay for it? And of course, I lied to her. I said, no. They gave it to me for free.
It's easier to do that.
I'm the new ambassador now. I have to test it. They want me to test the products. And that was the story. So I joined right after the meeting, and the story goes on, yes.
Yeah, I love it. So since that moment, how long ago was that?
That was in March 2014.
Wow,
I was 22 years old by this time.
9 years ago.
Yeah,
nearly
almost
hit that
10. Almost 10.
Almost
yeah,
hit. Big celebration. You got the 10 on the hat as well. He's manifesting like the biggest year of his entire year life. It's amazing. I can't wait for that. So one thing I love about you, we did a social media day for your team a few months ago. It was like social media school. Yeah. And I loved not just the energy of your guys, the engagement levels, but also the community that you've built, right? And you text me a few months ago saying, hey, we're going to Egypt. There's 80 of us going over to Egypt. Yes. Like, come over, we'll do some training and stuff. And I was like, 80 people? Because Egypt's not like a 1 hour flight, a train ride. Like, you have to make a commitment. How long are you going to Egypt for with your team?
We will be staying there for 8 days.
8 days?
Yeah, so a whole week, yes.
A whole week, 8 days in Egypt, exactly. 80 people.
Like, babies are coming, families are coming. We have family suites, so people really committed. Yeah,
people don't make a decision like that if they don't love the community. Exactly. If they're like, oh, I don't really want to go to, they won't go because people only do things for one reason, and that's because if they feel like it, they'll do it.
Exactly.
So, what's been your strategy? How have you built your business? How have you been able to travel the world? How have you built this strong community of incredible people who just want to level up?
Yeah, so first of all, 10 years back in 2014, of course, the whole network marketing industry looked completely different. I mean, I'm also one of these old school guys driving 8 hours for meetings, 9, 10 hours coming back, presenting the business. So back then it was really like just inviting people, texting to a lot of people, and like this one-on-one presentations the time. And then of course, the first year gone, the second year, the third year in my business, the fourth year, and I was attracting a lot of families after my fourth year in my business. And of course, I had challenges like moms, parents, they didn't want to make the business like I was doing it. Like, Pepi, I cannot have a whole Sunday presenting the business. I cannot drive with you 8 hours to Vienna, to Germany, and to present the business. And then I was rethinking the whole business. So how can I automate, or how you say that, how can I simplify the things by recruiting people, building customers, and then of course the whole online world, came into my mind. I said, okay, which informations are like always on a repeating base, so where can I automate all the stuff? And that's when my business concept comes into place, the 10-hour week. So that's why the 10 hours as well.
There we go.
So it's literally like we are coaching people building this business in 10 hours a week. So and because I asked my by that time my best business partner was a mom of two kids. I was asking her like, what is the maximum time you can invest in this business without having some challenges with your husband or with your kids? Like the maximum time. She said like 10 hours will be very fine. So and then I was rethinking the whole process, and then this one sentence came to my mind: think like the big ones. As I said it before to you, like I think network marketing, we're making almost 200 billion in sales every year. And for this size, I'm talking also about people, we are very unprofessional. Yeah. So we can increase the professional way of working by just 10, 20%, and we will have completely different numbers. Yeah. So now I was thinking think like the big ones. That means like, think about Google, think about the big companies. How do they make or plan the onboarding process. And what I found that by thinking like that, I was just thinking, okay, I have to do a lot of process in my business. I have to simplify. I don't have, if there's time required from yourself, like active time, a lot of people won't do the job.
Yeah.
So that's how I structure my whole business, the whole onboarding process. We have our own apps in our team organization with weekly planner, which they can do their own stuff. So by simplify these processes, by having my best people do the job for all the people inside my organization, then and only then people can leverage by 10 hours a week by just following the income bringing activities, because that's the only thing they have to do, right? So we are in charge of the infrastructure of the social media academy, which we have, the network marketing academy, which they have to go through, the onboarding process. We are in charge of that. And if we simplify those things, and if people just can put their time into income bringing activities, then we will grow. Okay. So the less they think, the more they can work with their heart, like shut up the head, just open up the heart and just work, the more successful I think we are getting in this business.
Yeah, I love that. So the 10-hour week and helping people be professional in an unprofessional business, because you don't get certifications, you don't get qualifications. Great thing about network marketing, you can get started without a qualification. Worst thing is
exactly,
you can get started without a qualification, right? So we have a lot of cowboys, I call them, just going around shooting people over like, bam, bam, bam. Oh, you don't like network marketing? You're stupid. Oh, it's pyramid thing. It's a little bit crazy. So one thing I love about that is that everyone, regardless whether they think they do or not, has 10 hours a week. And if you feel that you don't, go on your phone, go onto screen time, go on the weekly view. You're probably spending 40 hours a week on your phone.
Exactly.
And a lot of that is scroll away, like scroll. So everyone has 10 hours a week. What do you teach for people to do inside of that 10 hours? Like, because for me, I don't teach personal development as business producers. I think personal development is you just do it. If you're driving in the car, you do it. If you're in the shower, it's on in a speaker. If you're in the lounge and you're watching TV, it doesn't matter. Alexa is on volume 1 or 2, because if you can hear it or not, doesn't matter. You can't, subconscious mind can still hear it and sense it. If you're in another room, the podcast is still on in the other room. Even if the door is closed, you can still, it's getting underneath the cracks of the doors. Yeah. What do you teach people to do in those 10 hours?
Yes, so basically, it's very simple. We are recruiting and we are selling products, right? Yeah. So that's the thing which we want to teach those people. But the thing is, we want them to understand that it's not a selling. I know people try to coach people in this industry. You have to sell. Of course, we're selling. But if we can give those people the feeling of giving a recommendation, they are much more comfortable by doing this. Yeah. So, and how you can recommend something, and I call it like the indirect, how you say, what's the opposite in English of direct? Indirect.
Indirect.
Exactly, the indirect way of marketing yourself. So that means you're not talking about I'm doing the business, especially at the beginning, because we want to boost those, first 3 months, 6 months, because that's the most sensitive months in our business, right? So, and in these months, we think we are big believers of you have to indirect promote yourself. So that means like asking the right questions. For example, moms and families, that's our biggest audience in our business.
Nice.
So like, are you talking with a friend and you getting information like she's pregnant now, and you said, oh wow, and you said like, okay, what are your plans after giving birth? And so the struggles are all the same with women, right? So am I dependent financially of my husband? Do I have to go to work? If, for example, in Switzerland, there's only 3 months off time for women after giving birth, and for husbands only 14 days.
Whoa!
So only 14 days. So that was quite also an emotional day for me. 14 days after our little one came out, because I said like, I'm free now. If I haven't started Brighton, I would be working now, and I would like have 10 hours a day off, because I have to work. So, and then you getting this information that she's pregnant, and you know her struggles, and now of course you have to ask the right questions. And if you ask the right questions, you can now place your business opportunity in an indirect way. That means like, hey, listen, I have to tell you of a friend of mine. She's leading one of the best mom business models here in Switzerland or here in Germany. And she just asked me if I knew some moms or moms to be who want to work maybe more flexible from home. And now the magic of doing this recommendation is like, if she has now questions, and the most scariest part in our business is if they have questions, right? So like, what is it all about? Can you give me some details? Now you just can say like, listen, ask her, ask my friend. It's her project, it's her business. She's like my coach. I can connect you guys, and then we're sending business presentations. So, and that's how we coach people. So especially at the beginning.
So then are you doing like Zoom calls and sharing stories so that everyone knows, like, hey, Coach Pepi is a really good story. If you're in touch with an athlete or someone who had an injury, tell them about Coach Pepi's story. Oh, then Samantha over here. Samantha's a new mom, or was a new mom who was struggling with what to do. She built this business, and after 6 months, she could retire from a job. So does all the team know all the stories to leverage?
Yes. So basically, it's simple. After we got the attention and like interesting people. So like really they're asking like, what is it all about? Yes, I'm interested. Send me some information. We now have different recorded business presentations.
Right.
So we have the official one, which suits almost everyone. Okay. So if you cannot like put some people in a box, like, oh, she's a mom, she's a traveler, just send the official one, the normal one. If she's a mom, we have a mom special webinar. So recorded one, and moms are talking about their struggles, like
challenges.
Yes. Then we have a work and travel webinar, which of course like represents me, my wife, and my baby as well now. So people who want to travel and work. So and then we're gonna send these, and we have these 3 and more to follow, and more which we're going to record. And that is like as we changed that 3 years ago, by really having different business presentations, exactly on like the people, the niche, the people who want to work with, our business grew a lot with this.
Yeah, I can imagine, because a lot of the times it's a numbers game.
Exactly.
It's a numbers game. It's only a numbers game if you played the game right.
Exactly.
But like you just like, just get the numbers in, and then you get ghosted so many times. Right? There's so many people, and I'm sure the people listening in right now, you know what we're talking about. You're getting ghosted. You've messaged someone, they've said they're interested. You send them the generic information, the 7-minute company overview, which says something like, welcome to this 5-star business presentation. The first star, the company is based in Arizona. It has 67,000 square foot offices, and we've won 72 awards with 824 employees. And people are like, what?
I don't care.
I don't care. Exactly that. But it also shows that, does the person who's introduced me to this actually care? Because they've just sent me just a spiel. They've just sent me a video.
Exactly.
But you're going down the route of the indirect route and then matching up the presentation that suits them. I can see how that's grown. So you're obviously teaching people to recruit people into the business and sell the product. What sort of training time commitment do you try to get them to buy into? Do you do trainings every day? Do you do it once a week, once a month?
Yes. So people join. First of all, the whole structure is very simple. They get a business information, a business video, they watch it. Then we have a call, the first call, the get to know each other better call, we call it.
Nice.
So like 15 minutes just talking about stories, Then they got another video. It's called a starter training. I think it's interesting for people to know how we automated a lot of
100%.
things. Then they got the starter training. It's again a 35-minute presentation, which we now go much more deeper in the whole structure, like how do we build customers online and offline, how to recruit people on and offline. After this video, we have the joining call. So that's again a call with the people, which we then they're signing up them. After this, we have an onboarding process. That means they're working up 12 modules in our academy. It's about 10-hour content and module on our app. So, and all the notes, they're very transparent. So the coach can see the notes of ours because they have to upload it in the app. And we got a notification as a coach, my new one is finished with the academy. Then we have 3 so-called master coachings, which we texting together with our new ones. And there are a lot of experts in my team, in my organization, which are involved in the expert sessions, in the master coachings. And we're doing the contacts together with them. And that's how we could leverage, because before I had like, if I recruit 10 people a month, and if I do each of them like a 1-hour session, you have to do 3 or 4 sessions with them. That's 40, 50 hours of training just by one. It's just my personal time. And since we changed that 1 year ago, like my calendar is free. I mean, it's free, but my money went down. Yeah. The sales are going up. So after this big change, a lot of people of ours have much more freedom, and their new ones get coached professional from our best ones in our team. Yeah. So after this master coachings, it's very simple. We have on Monday, we have a call. Business strategy call, we call it. On Tuesday, we have a call, it's just 1 hour on Monday and Tuesday, which we're talking about income bringing activities. And there are always two managers of ours, always, showing like screenshots. I texted like this. That's the biggest errors. That's the biggest mistakes. You have to do it like this. That's on Tuesday. Then we have like our most successful tool is every 3 months. It's a boot camp. A boot camp means that's almost 200 to 300 people joining a boot camp. They were divided in separate teams. So like team diamond, team whatever, team success. They have 10 people in this team and they're rocking like a 14 days boot camp. We are giving the challenges. They have 24 hours time to solve the challenge. It's like income bringing activities, like boost your business every 3 months. And that is our most successful
Is that
tool.
in person or is it online? Or
it's
is it
online.
Both?
It's like in a Telegram channel. They got a challenge, but they are in WhatsApp groups, which everybody has a leader. So it's a team of 10 people and one leader, which is one of our experts.
Kind of thing.
Yes. And this leader is in charge of these 10 people to guide them through these 14 days. And you can fall out of the bootcamp if you don't master the challenge on a 24-hour base. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty. So you have to do it. And you have also to give the evidence. You have to screenshot your things, your activities. It's a very time-consuming concept, but it's our most successful one. And that we're doing every 3 months.
So let's talk about that, because that's really good, because I'm a huge fan of challenges, have been for years and years and years. One thing that we used to do, I've spoke about it on the episodes before, is we used to do a boiler room. So we would get about 10 people in a square room in our house, and the square room in the house was not like we're in a room which is probably 5 meters by 6 meters. So this room is a little bit bigger. This was like a 4 meter by 4 meter. It had a door and then it had 2 windows. We'd crack open the windows, we'd close the door, we would lock the door, probably not advised to do now, like fire safety and all this. And we would have a flip board and a bell. That was it. And then and we had 8 chairs, and there was 2 people just standing around, which were like your trainers, right? Just going around making sure. And we would basically say our target is 50. Right, we would decide this. Sometimes the target was higher, depending on the day, depending on whatever. So the target is 50. Our goal is to invite as many people we need to get 50 people confirmed for tonight's presentation at 8 p.m. So Thursday. So we'd come at 10 a.m. We would go until sometimes it would take an hour, sometimes 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours. People would complain like, "Oh, I need to go to the toilet." They could obviously go to the toilet, right? But like they would still have to like request to be able to do it, because it was a really strict. And then obviously when they got someone, they would ring the bell, they would stand up, they would go to the flip chart next to the name, 1. And it was insane. To get 50 people invited and confirmed for an event that day was just wild. And I took that all over the different places I went to. But so I love the model of like everyone working. So you decide, we got 300 people on a boot camp. So now we need to separate them into teams of 10
people. Yes.
So the people who you decide as the captains, are they like people at a certain level in your business, the manager level at your business?
There are 2 criteria. The first one is sales, of course. So they have to have a certain success level in our business,
so they can prove that they are capable of.
And the second one is like the empathy thing. Like you have we always put in people as a leader who really can lead and guide people. So just because you're doing a lot of sales doesn't mean that you're really like a good leader coach with working with people. Like especially the better the infrastructure, the more people you also have, which are not that good with people, but they're just using it very clever, the system, and that's fine for us.
But this is also bringing the culture of there's 300 people who aren't underneath it. So boom, 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 boom. They're all in different lines, different legs, different teams, and they're helping each other.
Exactly, that's the beauty. So we put people cross-line. So people work with people they have never seen before. People get to know 10 new stories, and people work with them 14 days. And the beauty and the funny thing about it is we have now the most amazing friendships across across many countries, which came out of this bootcamp. You know, because I mean, we have I have an organization maybe more than 10,000 people, I think, or 9,000. So like, if we get the most active people together, they have no idea where they are. That's Switzerland, awesome. Austria, South Africa, you know, all across Europe, Dubai. So, and if they get into this bootcamp, they build a relationship, you know, and that is so crazy. So it boosts our sales, it boosts our community, our spirit, you know, and everybody's like really like enthusiastic about the next bootcamp. It's always all 3 months.
Yeah, right. So people are building their 10-hour week, 10-hour week, 10-hour week, 10-hour week. Oh, boot camp's coming. Super excited about this one. Do you then get the trainers or the leaders of those telegrams together to be like, hey guys, here is the outcome. Yes. This is going to be the challenge.
Yeah, we have a leader chat with all the leaders.
All the leaders, and then they go.
And that's like, we are who are organizing the whole concept. Like there's always two of us, me and my like I have a Melina, Sharon, I have Claudio, I have the best people, Selena, Liana. So
shout out to you legends. Shout out to you legends.
So and then we are organizing this, and we are communicating with our leaders, and they are forwarding the information. So
it's 2 levels of communication. It's like you're communicating to them, they're communicating to them. Whereas usually it's you communicate to Melina communicates to Sharon, Sharon communicates to Florian, and Florian, and it's Chinese whispers, right? Whereas if I tell you something and you tell someone else, you're probably going to nail it. But if we go around the room 20, 30 times, we're going to completely mess it up. So what is like a typical example of a challenge, a 14-day? Like, what's like the outcome, or what's the challenge that you do?
So I will bring up the best example, which is our #1 recruitment technique, which will be very interesting for people to listen, especially in the social media world, is sharing business flyers. So it's a very simple concept. We have a business flyer. It's like a normal flyer, like, do you want, or we are hiring, we are searching for, like a big headline. Then 10 hours a week, flexible admin marketing stuff, perfect for families, moms, whatever. So we have a mom flyer, we have a student flyer, we have a work and travel flyer, stuff like this. So, and the challenge is like, you have to make people on social media share your flyer in their stories and tagging you. The challenge today is 10. Nice. You have to find 10 people. And you know, like, if you have 300 people having the bootcamp, 3,000 flyers are going to share, you know, like, and everybody in our business has their own website. That's our modern digital way of working. So everybody has their own website, which are linked in the Instagram bio or somewhere, wherever else. And by sharing the flyers, you're getting a lot of applications, you know, like a lot of response to it. So that is a typical challenge, and that is our #1 recruitment tool in our business.
Wow, the flyer challenge.
Exactly, because it's very simple. Like, for example, you're a friend of mine, and you're not involved into my business, and you don't want to be involved. That's fine. But I asking you, can you share on a regular basis, every week we're doing that. Can you share a flyer of mine? So, and you're sharing that. Now, your people who are trusting you are seeing this flyer. It's much more efficient than a normal ad on Instagram.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you can say, oh, that's Frazer, I know him. What is this flyer? And then they will ask you, or they come directly through the tagging, they come directly to me. And we're getting DMs, we're getting applications through our websites all the time if we're doing this challenge.
And it's so like, again, when it comes to them doing the challenges in the Telegram channel, it's right, hey guys, go do your 10, like go do your 10, like the flyer challenge, go get 10 out there, Yes. Are they then saying in the chat, I've done mine?
Yeah, they have to prove it. There's a video of us coming up before midnight for the next day. And in this video, it's a 10 till 15 minutes video. We are explaining the challenge. And we are explaining so much in detail that there's no question. And that is the tricky part of us organizing these stuff, because as there are questions, it's going to be chaotic, you know? So that was, I learned a lot in the last 10 years by organizing, because we're doing it almost 8 years now, I think, the boot camps. By being really clear with my communication. So, and as we posting the video, all the people know it, because all the people are in this Telegram group. And then they have to follow the 24-hour challenge, and then they post the proof of, they have to screenshot those 10 flyer sharing stories. They have to screenshot it and post it in the WhatsApp group. That's called a result group. And then the leader says, okay, you're through, you've done it. And then you go to the next round, day number 2.
And that, you know what, that's it. 'Cause whenever we do 10-day challenges, 5-day challenges, blitzes, 7 days, 30 days, 90 days, it's a lot of work on the back end.
It is.
But the results are wild.
Amazing.
But I love that you only do it every 3 months. 3 years. Every 3 months. Imagine that. Like, right, guys, don't forget the next challenge coming up in 2027, 2024, whatever. So I love that because the results are always absolutely huge. But I love that you're only doing it every 3 months, because if you did it every month, people wouldn't take part in it.
We have done it. We have done it every month, and that was exactly the struggle.
Yeah.
It was not that attractive anymore,
Yeah.
and and not even that. We had a lot of people who attend the bootcamp, but they said like, Pepi, give us some time to adjust and to build our own habits.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing it every month, if you're telling us again 14 days or 10 days every month what we have to do, give us time to learn from this one bootcamp. Give us 2 months time to implement now these new challenges, these new ideas, our habits, and then we are refreshed. We have stronger habits than before. Let's do another bootcamp in 3 months.
So I love that. So do you usually do like January, April,
Exactly.
July?
January. Yes, exactly.
October.
January, then we have April, then now we have July. The July bootcamp is a little bit different. It's only about mindset bootcamp.
Summer, right?
So it's only because like we have activities, of course, because our business comes from activities, but are we focusing on mindset? And then we have again October, I think, and then December, the Xmas business, something like that.
Yeah,
so
nice,
every
mate.
3 months.
But it's structured well, right?
Exactly.
And again, every 3 months works in network marketing. January is a great time to kick off the year.
Exactly.
April's a really good time to get a good boom before the summer. July's a really good time to keep people engaged during the summer.
Exactly.
October's a really good time ready for Christmas, end of the year, crush your goals, all of those crazy stuff. So for the guys who are tuning in, who haven't got a leader who runs a challenge, they can still do this on their own. They can still get a group of people, cross-line, upline, sideline, downline, together and go, hey guys, for the next 14 days, we're just going to do the flyer challenge. Go get a flyer made on Fiverr.com, Canva.com, Upwork, like all these amazing tools. The internet is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it is.
But then for the leaders out there, go and do a challenge. Like it's so obvious and simple, but I just love how you live your life, because I'm jealous, bro. Like when I see you, like when I follow you, and guys go, and how, by the way, how do people follow you on Instagram?
How you mean how?
Is it at Coach Pepi?
Yes, at Coach Pepi, very simple. Coach Pepi, Pepi.
Yeah, Coach
Pepi.
Pepi.
It's a Spanish Pepe.
Yeah.
It's the
That's Italian though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Pepe.
it's Pepi. So yeah.
Pepi.
Yeah.
But it's super cool. I get jealous and I'm super grateful, and I'm so happy that this is your life. But sometimes you look at people and you're like, man, he's in Mexico, Costa Rica, Dominican. Now he's in Europe, and now he's in Dubai. Like, and now in 2 weeks' time you're going to be leaving and you're going on another trip, and I'm like, how is he building this successful business, this thriving community where 80 people are coming to Egypt together? And also it seems like all he's doing is either with his incredible family. You've got such a great family.
Thank you.
He's either playing tennis or he's on a plane traveling. He's on the beach. Half the time I see you got your top off because the sun's great and you're getting some sun on it. Mate, I'm like, I find it extremely inspiring that you're able to put your time first. I really am. So what would you say to the people tuning in? What assignment would you give them so that they can really maybe, become more efficient, get more effective, something like that?
So one of the most inspiring quotes I've ever heard, it comes from Gary Vee. He says once, like, how you earn your money is much more important than how much. And that came exactly in my first couple of years where I was hustling 24/7. And I said, like, that's it. I mean, awesome. Okay, I'm earning a lot of money, but where's the time? Where's, like, I'm driving all the way, Like, I was always promoting back in 2014, 15, I have a great life, but I was sleeping sometimes on the road, like on the highway because I was next to another meeting. It was not that fantastic. Yeah. I was earning a lot of money, but time-wise, geographically, I was not free. Yeah. So then I said, like, okay, what does it mean, this quote, like, how you earn your money? And so it's really like designing your life, because network marketing allows it to design your life like you really want. So by making this decision that you're really focusing more on time and life quality, because I'm always saying like we have just to increase our life quality, and life quality comes with, of course, like the buying power of your money. So how much is your money worth in this country? So like how much time do you have? How many decisions you have to make because you're dependent on something, you know? Like, and then I said like the biggest thing which I'm like dependent on is like my own infrastructure which I have built. Yeah. So it requires a lot of time of myself. And then I said like, and to answer your question is like really rethink, guys, your infrastructure. Like, what can you do more efficient? What can you outsource to your people in your organization to get more people involved in your organization? Exactly. That builds this community. That basically, if you give away like a power, how you say like if someone has a job within your organization, they feel like worthy. You know, they feel like oh wow, my upline is like giving me this job. I want to do that, and that really works because I was this kind of guy. If I'm not doing it, it will be done in a bad quality. Yeah. That was my thinking.
Me too.
And yes, and that is so horrible.
Yeah.
And I said like I have to change that.
100.
And as I began really to give away some jobs and to automate a lot of processes, because think like the big ones again, okay? Because and then since I've done that, a lot of processes are more efficient, give me a lot of more time, and just deeply believing that it will increase your sales then as well. It doesn't have to go down because you're doing something differently. So that allows me to be really honest. Right now, we're working maybe 7 hours a week.
It's amazing.
My wife and I, of course, because we have a baby, 7 weeks, of course. But before that as well, 10, 15 hours on really product income bringing activities. Of course, the infrastructure requires sometimes a little bit more time, but we're doing it for the leveraging effect for our people that they don't have to invest the time. Yeah. So that's
it. It's the seasons, right? During the 10-day challenge, or the 14-day challenge, you might go and do 20 hours, right? Exactly. But then the next week you might do 5.
Exactly.
So it's absolutely incredible. And again, when you are going to have, I'm so gutted I can't be there in Egypt, bro. I'm so good. But like when you have your event in Egypt, people usually at events like this, they sit in their team with their upline, their downline. You guys could be in a situation where everyone's sitting with anyone, regardless of commission check and connection in the organization, because you just love each other. So, mate, I really appreciate you taking the time out again away from your 7-week-old baby girl. Like, unbelievable. I'm missing half of my brain is going like, I can't wait, because she started smiling, right? Yes. The baby's just like really smiling. You kiss her neck and she starts giggling, and it's the best feeling ever. I can't believe we waited so long to do it, right? I was like, we wish I'd had 10 kids, but maybe not 10. Like more kids by now. But I really appreciate you, mate. And it's guys, go follow Coach Pepi. Go follow Coach Pepi at Coach Pepi. He's amazing. He's really, really great. And there's so much you can learn from his way of working. Go and simplify your diary. Get really productive. So when you are doing the things you love, you can have peace of mind of, I should be doing the thing that I'm loving, not I should be back home building my business because I've got a team to take care of. You're going to take care of them more when you actually live life on your terms and inspire them to live life on their terms. So until next time, let me know down below in the chat. Let us know how you got value from this. Take a screenshot of what you're seeing right now. Post it onto your Instagram stories. Tag me at Frazer Brookes online and tag at Coach Pepi. All right. And let Coach Pepi know how much value you got from this episode, and I'll see you next time. All right. Bye-bye.